Hi, my name is Roraine, and right now I have 12 subscribers, which honestly feels like a slightly strange way to introduce myself. But I wanted to make this video now before anything really happens because I think beginnings are often the most interesting part of a story. Usually, when we discover someone online, they already have an established channel and thousands of people watching them. We rarely get to see the stage where they are still sitting in their bedroom trying to figure out what they want to talk about. I'm still learning how I want my videos to look, how I want to speak on camera, and what kind of YouTuber I actually want to become. So I thought this would be the perfect time to introduce myself. If you are watching this right now, you are here very early. And maybe one day we can come back to this video and see how much has changed. I've wanted to make YouTube videos properly for a really long time. And when I say properly, I mean long form videos where I can actually tell a story, share my thoughts, and create something that feels more personal. I've posted short videos before and I do enjoy making them, but short form content moves so quickly. Sometimes you spend hours planning, filming, and editing something, and then the whole video is over in 20 seconds. I wanted somewhere where I could slow down a little bit, somewhere I could document a full experience instead of only showing the most aesthetic 5 seconds of it. But even though I wanted to start, I kept delaying it. I kept thinking that I needed to find the perfect niche first. I needed a better camera, a more interesting life, a more beautiful home, a clearer personality, or a very specific reason why people should watch me. Basically, I thought I needed to become a more complete version of myself before I was allowed to start documenting my life. And obviously, the perfect moment never came. Every time I had a video idea, I would immediately find a reason why it wasn't good enough. Maybe it was too ordinary. Maybe nobody would care. Maybe my English wouldn't sound natural enough. Maybe I didn't have enough footage. Maybe the video wouldn't get any views. And I think the more I thought about YouTube, the more intimidating it became. Because instead of thinking about making one video, I was thinking about building an entire successful channel before I had even uploaded the first proper video. Eventually, I realized that I don't need to know exactly where this channel is going. I only need to know what the next video is. So this is the next video, and this is me finally starting. So a little bit about me. My name is Roraine, and I've spent a large part of my adult life working in creative industry. I studied photography in the UK, and after graduating, I worked as a photographer in London. Later, I moved back to China and worked as an art director for a fashion brand. That role involved a lot more than simply taking photographs. I worked on campaign ideas, mood boards, model casting, styling, locations, e-commerce shoots, and editorial projects. I also had to think about how a brand should look and what kind of story each image was supposed to tell. It was a very different type of creativity because I wasn't only responsible for making something look good. I also had to communicate with different people, solve problems during shoot, and make sure the final result still matched the original idea. I really enjoyed that process. I liked taking an idea that only existed in someone's head and slowly turning it into something real. But something I've recently realized is that I've spent years helping other people and brands create their visual identity, while I've never properly created a space for my own stories. I have thousands of photographs and random video clips, but they don't always connect to each other. They are little pieces of my life without a full story around them. And I think that is one of the reasons I'm starting YouTube now. I want to use everything I've learned about photography, styling, and visual storytelling, but apply it into my own life. I don't want every video to look like a commercial or a fashion campaign. I still want it to feel relaxed and real. But I hope my creative background can influence the way I film ordinary moments and turn them into something worth remembering. The timing also feels important because my life is about to change quite a lot. I'm currently living in the UK, but soon I'll be leaving and moving to Los Angeles. I've lived in the UK for several years, so even though there are definitely things I complain about, it has become very familiar to me. I know the streets, the supermarket, the weather, the public transport, and the small routines that make up my everyday life. There are places I walk past all the time without really paying attention to them because I assume they will always be there. But now that I know I'm leaving, ordinary things have started to feel more meaningful. A normal walk suddenly feels like something I might want to remember. Even things like the grey weather, waiting for the train, or going to the same supermarket feel different when you know they won't be part of your routine forever. And at the same time, I'm preparing to begin a completely different life in Los Angeles. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. Well, I don't drive, which is probably not the most convenient situation when moving to LA. I don't know exactly what my routine will look like, what places I will discover, what kind of work I will do, or how long it will take before the city starts feeling like home. There are so many unknowns, but I think those unknowns could become the most interesting part of this channel. Instead of waiting until I've already moved, settled in, and figured everything out, I want to document the process from where I am now, the final part of my life in the UK. Packing up my belongings, saying goodbyes to places that have been part of my routine, moving to another country, and slowly building a new life in Los Angeles. I don't want to only show the exciting parts, I also want to show the awkward stage where nothing feels completely settled yet. Because that is usually the part of life we forgot to record. In terms of what I will actually upload, I don't want this channel to feel completely random, but I also don't want to force myself into one tiny category. I know that people always tell new creators to choose one niche, and I understand why. It makes it easier for viewers to know what they are subscribing to. But I'm interested in a lot of different things, and I think the connection between them will be my perspective rather than one specific topic. The first part of the channel will be lifestyle and moving vlogs. I want to document my remaining time in the UK, the moving process, arriving in Los Angeles, and adjusting to a new city. That could include very normal things like packing, organizing my belongings, exploring neighborhoods, or trying to create a new routine. The second part will be creative content. Because of my background in photography and art direction, I want to share more of the process behind creating images and videos. That could be how I plan a shoot, how I create a mood board, how I feel myself alone, and how I edit my content. I'm still learning YouTube myself, so I'm not going to pretend that I already know the secret to becoming successful, but I can share what I already know about visual storytelling while also documenting what I'm learning as a new YouTuber. The third part will probably be fashion, food, drinks, and the smaller things that I generally enjoy. I love styling outfits and accessories. I like finding interesting products in supermarkets. I enjoy making drinks at home, trying coffee, and turning ordinary everyday things into something visually enjoyable. Well, these topics might sound quite different, but I want all of them to feel connected through creativity and visual storytelling. I want this channel to feel like a record of my life, but also a place where I can experiment. Some videos might be more cinematic, some might be more conversational. Some might be useful and focused on how to do something, and some might simply document a week or a specific moment in my life. I don't expect myself to have the perfect format immediately. Part of this project is still discovering what feels natural to me. I also like the idea that this channel can be a little bit like a long-term experiment. Right now I only have 12 subscribers. Well, I don't have impressive YouTube statistics to show you. I can't make a video explaining how I gained 100,000 subscribers because clearly I haven't done that yet. But what I can show is what the process looks like from the beginning. I can show the first videos that don't get many views, the titles that don't work, the thumbnails I changed 5 times, the moment where I feel confident, and the moment where I wonder whether I'm wasting my time. I think we often only hear people talk about their journey after they have already succeeded. They look back and explain everything as if there was always a clear plan. But when you are actually living through the beginning, it usually feels much more confusing. You don't know which video will work, you don't know what people will connect with, and honestly, you don't know whether you will still be doing it a year later. The uncertainty is what I want to capture. I want to be able to look back at this video in the future and remember exactly what this stage felt like. Maybe the channel will grow, maybe I will find a style that is completely different from what I'm imagining right now. Maybe I'll watch this video in a year and feel embarrassed by everything I said. Honestly, that is very possible. But I would rather have an imperfect record of the beginning than wait until I feel completely ready and have nothing to look back on. For now, I'm trying to keep my goals realistic. Of course, it would be amazing if lots of people eventually watched my videos. I'm not going to pretend that views and subscribers don't matter at all. Well, they do matter, especially when you spend a lot of time creating something. But I don't want numbers to be the only reason I continue or stop. My first goal is to upload 5 long-form videos that I'm genuinely proud of. Not 5 perfect videos, just 5 videos where I can see that I completed an idea and learned something from the process. My second goal is to reach 100 subscribers. 12 to 100 still feels like a big jump to me right now. But I like that it is a goal I can imagine reaching without it feeling completely unreal. And my third goal is to find a way of filming and editing that actually feels like me. I don't want to copy someone else's personality or force myself to speak in a way that doesn't feel natural. I want to develop a style slowly through making videos rather than deciding everything before I begin. So those are my starting goals: 5 long-form videos, 100 subscribers, and a clearer creative voice. Hopefully I can return to this video later and update you on whether I achieve any of them. So here I am, 12 subscribers, my first proper long-form video, and a lot of changes about to happen in my life. I don't know exactly what kind of YouTuber I'm going to become yet, and I think that is the main reason I wanted to start now. I want this channel to document the process of figuring out. So if you enjoy lifestyle videos, creative content, fashion, food, moving diaries, or simply watching someone build something from the very beginning, you can subscribe and come along with me. And if you are one of the first people watching this video, thank you. Maybe this video will stay at 20 views forever, or maybe one day we will come back here and laugh about the fact that I started with 12 subscribers. Either way, this is the beginning and I'm really curious to see where it goes. Bye!